I'm Shane.
And I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
Episode 30.
I remembered this time.
Well, yeah, because it's a dope one to be. It's a nice round number.
Yeah, right.
You like your
I like
round
my
numbers?
round numbers.
Throw back to way back. We used to mention this all the time.
My
We're like a daily callback almost.
In my quest to try and be better at math, which I've kind of gave up on.
You've been good. Literally last week, you were just calling yourself out for being good. You were like, "Oh, look at me mathing. I'm mathing."
I did.
So you
maybe I did get better.
Yeah.
It's just numbers are hard, man.
But yeah, episode 30 it's a good one. It's a nice round one. Season 2, episode 30.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like we've hit that nice round sounding number twice.
We're halfway through the season.
Over halfway.
Over
yeah,
halfway.
again, like so guys, no way to beat around the bush. Let's go ahead. The movie.
You want to do it?
Basket Case.
Yes.
Basket Case.
Like not like last week where we had all this nostalgia to it, but like this was definitely like one of the big tapes that went around my high school.
I remember watching it. I used to be, again, we've talked about this. I was that guy who rented every cheesy, dumb horror movie that was on a shelf, right? So, I mean, I watched it. I've seen the second one. There is a third. Again, that's part of how you know this is a great.
Yeah, because there's like a shit trilogy for it.
There's a like it tried to be a franchise. That's how you know it was a great cheesy B horror movie, right? Like, it's only great if it tried to be a franchise.
Apparently, it's been preserved in the Museum of Modern Art, according to the beginning of the movie.
Before we get too far away from that, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to... We've got things we can say about this before we get into the actual movie, which is great, because we don't have a lot to say about the people in it.
Yeah.
But before we get into all of that, let's do the beer.
Sawstone. Hometown, baby.
Hometown Turf. One of their newest beers.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like a month old, right?
Yeah. Month and a half. By the time that you gotta remember this.
Yeah. By the time you all
this
hear
releases like it just said like 2 days before April or something. So
it might be 3 by then.
Yeah, or something. It's 2.5. It's been a while.
And the beer is called Basket Case too. Guess how
perfect.
Guess how we got to this.
But again,
it's either this movie or do our first like music review.
Well, I was about to say, because technically we did always say back in the day. I've edited our profile thing to now just say movies. So I guess that means when we do the random game one, it just gets to be a bonus feature now.
Yeah, we were supposed to do like everything
in pop culture, but
who
sometimes it's hard enough to find
movies to match with a beer.
To find a comic book.
We're having a hard time finding like a TV show that would really go, right?
Well, those were just because how do we do that? And we'd have to break it. Are we going to do like do we do a season of seasons? You know what I'm saying? Like would we just like next season instead of focusing on movies every single but then how do we do that with the drinks? Do we just get to pick? Is it wild card every week?
I don't know. Or do we do just like favorite episodes?
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. See, we don't know what to do with TV shows.
Tell us.
We want to, but we don't know how to approach it.
How would you guys want us to approach it? Tell us. Leave comments.
Favorite season. Right?
Even
super broad strokes.
It's so hard, right? Like, especially, I don't know. It's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
We got to brass tacks. We got to get down to the brass tacks. But yeah, we could have done music because they did that, right? Like Sawstone, this was their influence was not this.
It's Green Day.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, but it wasn't this movie. It was.
Yeah, it was this movie.
It was Green Day.
That would have been cool if it was the movie. Would have been a way different like release party.
But yeah. So they were going Green Day. They were going.
They could have had like hats made of the monster. You have the little dude on there.
That would be so expensive.
I like paper, little cardboard printout, you just stick it on.
But yeah, so like the official release picture, like if you're at the brewery, is like a little painted replica of like the Dookie album cover. I think it's like color shifted.
You gave me that album.
Did I?
That was my first Green Day album.
That's
you were like, you'll like this.
Must have had another copy.
I think so, yeah.
Because I was like, I wouldn't have got rid of it because I love that. It's a good one.
It is.
It's a great CD. Let's not slowly shift this. We can't do this.
No, it's not a music review.
People don't like when we last second wild card change it up. So we got to keep on track here. But yeah, their influence was definitely that. But we saw it and instantly, like we were at the release. Like I told Bo, I was like, they got a new one. You got to come down. We're having fun outside, enjoying it. And he was sitting there, and he was just like, to the movie Basket.
Yeah,
like, we're
man,
not even gonna try.
It's
just
try.
Like
That's
right
the movie.
there. It's there. So here we are.
And you know what else? I'm proud of us. We didn't start with the sequel. We're doing the first one. We never do that.
Yeah, and I've seen the sequel more.
I've never seen the sequels. I can't wait to watch them.
I've not seen 3.
I don't know whether to go ahead and watch them or wait to do them on the show so I have like a more of a reaction to it.
Do that because, dude, that means we can always use this as like we can do a Sawstone call out whenever we want to because we can just use this again.
Right.
Be like, return to the basket case.
To the basket case. Yeah. All right, I'll save it for the show.
There you go.
There we go. There's plenty of other movies for me to.
We've got a long list.
Dude, have you seen Mystery Science Theater has a YouTube channel? They just live stream old episodes all the fucking time.
Well, again, we've already said that's what we'd be doing when we're ready to start doing like that kind of Patreon content. We'd just be doing essentially that.
Yeah,
like,
come watch this movie with us. We're gonna tear it apart together.
Yeah. Now instead of us getting to argue with each other trying to get our favorite lines out because we've written them down and being like no wait we have to you get to see how quickly we can craft the lines that we're throwing out while we're watching.
How fucking witty are we without getting to like take notes, right?
Because sometimes
on the fly.
Sometimes both of us will admit sometimes we have specific ones.
Oh yeah, like, I write jokes all the time.
Well, and sometimes they're more upsetting than others if I can't get to it in time, right? Like if you end up getting to talk about the scene before I get my joke, I'm like,
or we have the same joke.
Yes,
it's like,
no,
bastard.
Those are fun. Usually we get the same one. I'm happy to point that out because it's like that's exactly what I was thinking.
Exact same thing.
It's exactly what I was thinking. All right, like we already teased, guys. There's not. When I say this, I mean this, and I mean this with a full
with
heart,
all respect intended and love. There's nobody in this fucking movie.
And so again, like usually we tell you main characters. I'm gonna tell you the name of, and I'm gonna try this, Bo.
Go for it, man.
So Dwayne Bradley, our main character, not the monster.
No,
not Basket. I get how your main character when the movie is Basket Case and the cover is that thing. You might think, no. Dwayne is the real guy, the guy.
Yeah,
he is played by Kevin. Buddy, I'm trying my best. Van Hintenrick. I don't.
That is a German ass name, brother.
I tried.
There's no way that's your real name. Your fucking agent was like, "No, it'll look great."
Kevin, if you hear this, you at least got to give me credit for trying. I'm sure I butchered that.
He's gonna message, be like, "No, bro, spot on, dude." It's
Either
great.
that, or if I'm not, just send me the voice file. Say it.
Yeah, dude, just voice message, like say it the right way.
I will.
We will correct it.
I will personally on the next episode after receiving it correct myself once I have a verified.
All for being correct here. That's why when we do like movies with Asian people in it, we're like, oh god damn it.
Now him being said, I don't even know if any other character warrants being called a main character. Would you?
I want to say the love interest chick, but like she's seriously in like 3 minutes of the movie.
Sharon?
Yeah. Is it Sharon or
Sharon?
Oh yeah, you're looking at the thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I'm like, they never fucking say her name. I watched the movie twice, never got her name, so I just have her as chick in my movie. In mine, receptionist chick.
Is what I just mean in mine. I just have reception. Mine is receptionist. I have her as receptionist. Well, again, this movie does a lot of that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't want to give you people's names.
We can address this right now, right? So, like, the movie is 2/3 of the way through before you find out the brother's name. Yeah, you see him. He's on the screen. We never hear his name.
Nope.
You think he's a nameless thing in a
right?
box.
Like they never gave him one. Like even
No,
during,
he has a
even
name.
during like the flashback in the beginning, they're like, give it names. Why would I give it names?
But obviously it's had a name the whole time.
right? Clearly the ant won that fucking little battle,
Definitely.
didn't she?
But so yeah, the movie does a lot of this weirdness of not telling you.
You should know.
Not things that are not things that should be surprises. Again, I don't know. I don't know if the guy who wrote it meant for them to be surprises, but they don't feel like they should have been surprises, right? Like his name shouldn't have been a surprise,
right? Like almost toward the end of the movie,
right? Like we'd already had at least one flashback,
right,
before that, and it's like how are we here? On the writer director for this, not known for a lot. This and this part 2, and
arguably the more successful of the two movies.
Yeah, I think so. And this part 3, which I have not seen, so I don't even know where it falls in the in the realm. Let's put it this way: I had to check to verify there was a third. I told you, like, you were like, I said something about 2, and you're like, I didn't know there was a sequel, and I was like, I'm pretty sure there's multiple, and I had to look. I had to make sure. The
only reason I knew there was 2 is because it immediately tried to play after 1. Yeah. I was like, nah, we'll save that. Hold on.
Yeah, 2 is all right. It's weirder. There's more creatures and things.
Well, I can't wait to see it because I want to know how they fucking
don't get yourself too hyped up. We gotta wait until it's time.
My bad.
Yeah. So
I jumped way to the end.
The director of this, though, it's a writer director. So we always love a twofer.
Yes.
He is also the same person who wrote and directed for Frankenhooker, which is a true cult classic. Like that's one that people know and reference and talk about.
Joe Bob.
This being this being one is like it's more like cult classic. Right? It's like it's like whispered.
It's like deeper. It's like, oh, you liked that one? Have you seen this shit?
Right. Like it's definitely not one that's floated around the table all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
90% of the time you've seen Frankenhooker before this one, right?
Definitely. And so again, our director, I did all that. And
I didn't say his name.
Well, I had it in my notes, but then I pulled off of the notes, and so I was like, oh fuck. Frank Henenlotter.
Fuck with the names in this shit.
I'm just saying.
It's a very German movie.
Apparently, I guess. I don't know.
He studied under Werner Herzog, right? That's probably not true.
Definitely.
It's definitely not true. I don't know. There's some like weird existential camera angles and shit through this movie. Maybe. He definitely was inspired a little bit.
If you say so. This movie, it's cheesy 80s horror, right? At its best.
It's my favorite thing ever.
I mean, it's great, dude. And this is definitely that to the extreme, right? Like this is
there's a very thin plot.
Well, like
there's terrible acting.
Let's put it this way, like Reanimator still had music.
Yeah.
Right? There is almost no there's not even like the weird random like
there is a lot of sound effects though.
There's sound effects, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's not
there's not a lot of like actual like music or like
mood anything's going
dramatic
on too much.
Strains going on.
Every now and then you get something, but I mean not much.
So it's a lot of ambient noise and overly produced sound effects.
Well, and the kind of ambient noise in some of the scenes where I'm like, is there
literally
that
like
they
an
just
engine going? What the fuck?
And like I'm just like, are they literally just following with a camera, like a cheap microphone outside? Is that like we're literally just picking up
what's going on?
The wind blowing down the street in New York or something?
He's in the doctor's office. It sounds like they're in the engine room of a ship. It's just this constant like,
dude. Again, maybe
noise.
Maybe they had one of them like tape. They're just
It's just it's just a fucking regular fucking like
a 19
ghost recorder thing.
82, right?
It's the sneaky talky thing from Home Alone. Guaranteed.
Years don't line up. Again, this is 1982.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I like where your head's at.
They invented it and then sold it to a toy company.
The original. It's like the actual, it's the long tape deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it's got the red record button with all the black.
Right.
It's that. They're recording on one of those and playing that cassette back for sound later. It sounds that kind of quality, right?
It does.
Well, and again, like the sound effects, for being that cheap, they line up well enough where I'm like,
yeah.
did they just record it right there?
Is it
on set?
Are they in a booth doing this, or are they just like there?
No, because I even mean like down the New York City, like when they're just walking down the street.
Right.
I'm just like, is that just them walking right behind him?
Can we talk a minute for like this version of New York? Remember this when New York was just dirty?
Let's officially start
full of fucking like porn videos and shit.
Literally what we get to like 2 seconds into it.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because after we start there, we don't really see a whole lot of it. You know what I mean? Like our real main time is like that first like walk through the city.
Where the goes past the drug dealer and shit.
So let's go ahead and get into the movie so that way we can do that. Because the opening scene is also a lot of fun, but it ties into what we said with the no sound, kind of weird with no music.
It just sounds like they're outside with like the trees and shit because the doctor's going outside of his house. We're not in New York right now. We're the very beginning of the movie.
Very beginning of the movie is like what they it's say like something falls.
Glenn Falls.
Because that dude is supposed to be the
local
vet. Again, I don't know if this is one of those moments where we can address this. I don't know if this was supposed to be a secret
big fucking reveal at the end.
Because they drop it nonchalantly.
Yeah, like
but we definitely didn't know that this guy or the other person were vets.
Explains why they were the only ones willing to do the operation.
So I don't know if I'm spoiling or if we were supposed to realize it. And we didn't. I don't know what's going on.
It's a minor. I just when I watched it and I was just like, makes sense.
It's very.
Those are the only, and also makes sense why during the surgery it's not at like a clinic or it's just on the kitchen fucking table.
So yeah,
it answered a lot of questions actually. I was like, oh, they're vets. That makes sense now.
Yeah. So it starts with what's his Dr.
Liftlander.
What
again with the names?
These names, dude. Yeah, we see him and he is just rummaging around outside. He's got his files. Like again, he's supposed to be leaving, but
there was like no car or anything.
Where was he going?
Just gonna go walk off into the woods.
That's why I said, like, for a dude who was so afraid of like trees rustling in the wind, where was he going? Other than just walking
outside
through the woods. Like I said, he was just rummaging around. He didn't seem like he actually was going somewhere. I can't look
through my briefcase unless I'm outside.
This folder, this specific folder that I have right here, so bad. I have to read this one outside in the dark. That's the only place.
During a windstorm, it's the only time. It's the only time it's okay.
So he scares himself basically.
Yeah, he runs back inside, locking doors and shit.
Well, no, not immediately. This is what's stupid about this guy. He runs inside and then is inside for a minute, and then he starts hearing the sound, which definitely was in the house, right? We can agree. It
showed you like him pulling the fucking cord or whatever, and the lights going
bowling
out.
Ball, right? Would you say?
Yeah.
It sounds like a bowling ball is rolling around in his attic on its own, right?
Dwayne just rolled lumpy. He just
across
the floor.
He hears the rolling sound and then begins to lock all the doors, and I'm like,
it's already in there.
You're locking yourself inside. You're not locking things.
The other doctor does it too later. He like locks himself in with the thing.
Well, at least he didn't know though.
Yeah, that's true.
That one was a secret. I mean, he didn't know the thing had made it that far. This one is stupid. He heard the sound in his house and he said, "Let me lock myself inside.
I'm gonna lock the front door and the window so I can't escape."
Even if this wasn't like weirdly supernatural monster or is it supernatural?
Psychic demon?
Well, even with the psychic, it's only to his brother. We don't see him use that on anybody else.
He's freakishly strong. He like ripped that door off the fucking hinges later on.
Yeah, no, it's wild that right now we don't even right now we have no idea. He's just hearing the sounds and he locks himself in.
Okay, Doc's gonna be fine. He's got a gun.
And then he puts it down. How dumb was that? He picks it up,
puts it down,
and then immediately gets attacked. And you're just like, well, dummy, you probably shouldn't ever let go. That. What's the point of getting it out in the first place if you're just immediately gonna sit it down? If you're
the tiniest fucking gun ever. I was like, is that a starter pistol? What the fuck are you gonna do with that?
My man is just like, I'm safe, whatever.
Right, I got it. It's next to me.
Poor dude. Did not make it. this death, dude, right? Like
he gets his face ripped off. He's like in the corner screaming, and then the hand comes up, and it's got like the short finger and shit. It's all and rips it off, and he comes up all bloody.
Poor Lifflander
didn't stand a chance.
That guy. But again, this is the death. The look was Reanimator, right? Did you get the vibes?
Yeah, a
like,
little bit.
It's that kind of. They were on the same kind of budget, right? These two things, like the way the blood hit the face, from like weirdly off, like a weird angle off
dude
screen.
with a turkey baster of fake blood, and he just goes.
The angle was so far off where you're like, okay, either hold the camera somewhere different or shoot from somewhere different.
No, that's just where the special effects guys just like literally off camera with a thing, just like.
But the angle, though, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe if the camera was dead on,
should have been going straight
up.
But
since we're getting like
but
this,
not like it's like from over here.
We're looking at the opposing arguing angles, right? Like they're looking at the wrong way from each other. Where you're just like, what just happened right now? I don't even understand.
Fantastic.
It's cheesy. It's cheesy.
Literally just a ketchup bottle, just going.
Oh, it's chef's
fucking
kiss,
love it.
I absolutely love it. But that is our official. Well,
cue the fucking
before we do the
title card. Right?
We also have to address the breathing because we've already.
Oh my god, I hate that.
And at least in the intro with Lifflander here, it was subtle. It was kind of quiet. You were like, it was almost creepy, right? Later on, it's so in the fucking, like, it's so loud.
It's because we know what it is now, I guess. They're just like, nah, full on, blast them in the ear, or fuck them if they're wearing earphones when they watch this movie.
It's atrocious.
If certain noises bother you,
his breathing.
Don't watch this movie with headphones.
His breathing is so fucked up. And then don't even, the screaming
and the chewing and all, just everything he
sound
does.
That's related to
him moving. It's like the Foley guys are just taking balloons and squeaking
to Belial. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, his name's Belial.
Again, also,
we'll not make you wait an hour and a half to figure that out.
Also, don't know if that was supposed to be a secret.
Because I know it, because it's in the flashback as well, that's his name.
I kept being like, oh, maybe surely it was maybe in one of the, like in the folder.
Yeah, the file
maybe
or something.
Maybe we just didn't see it when you're flipping through.
No, it's just it's Dwayne.
I don't know. I felt weird not know. Like, we knew so much about the monster and not its name.
Right.
I was like, it's weird to not know its name right now. So yeah, Belial. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Because that way it's
cool name.
It's easier for us to address him.
You don't want to call him Lumpy?
Well, I would have called him and Company.
We've
already addressed it. We can say this. Yeah, Bo in his notes, because you guys know we like to we gotta have a shorthand in our notes. Sometimes we have matching shorthand. Sometimes I go off the rails. So Bo went with Lumpy. Makes sense. You see the monster.
Yeah, he's a lumpy ball. Yeah.
Mine was and Company because Dwayne's just always carrying him around. So I was like Dwayne and Company. But then you would get scenes where it's
just him. So
it's just Belial, and so I would just say and Company.
It's most important to make yourself laugh, man. I say it all the time.
I would even
non-smart assly. I like it's a real thing. You have to make yourself laugh.
I would even always leave the and lowercase, and
no company. Ampersand, right? Just this and Company,
lowercase and Company, yeah. Capital C.
Oh, it is a person, place, or thing. It's a proper noun.
But since I was using the and, shouldn't it be? That's why I made I tickled myself way too much with that. And again, I'm sure we've made those people who don't care about grammar in any kind of way be like, what
every English teacher listening to us right now, laughing their ass off.
They're like, oh, these guys really went in on that.
Somebody got an A in their sophomore English.
Everybody
class.
else is like, what is this knowledge? I don't use that. I write sentences. I text with all lowercase. What?
I only send emojis. I only speak through memes.
I can.
I've done that before. Like, I had a buddy, we watched wrestling, so we would just like send wrestling memes back and forth as a conversation.
All right, now we can officially move past that. Oh, now that we're done with Lifflander, he's dead. He's gone. We don't know why yet.
No,
we don't even know who did it.
Some monster ripped him in half.
We then get to go to the city.
Yep.
New York City. Now you tell us, Bo.
York.
This is even better than last time, because last time with Big Business, you were
Yeah.
like, "This is my favorite," and I told you, I was like, "Well, it's almost cleaned up. Like that's like 4 years from
Right,
Giuliani
no,
having it
this
cleaned up.
is
This is full on dirty.
This is New York.
This is dirty New York. This is fun New York.
Everything is a fucking porn store or a strip club.
The drug dealer.
I got
No,
everything.
this is the drug dealer from Dare class.
Yeah,
All of us.
yeah, he's the
millennials
one
know.
we were all told
He's
we
the
were
one that has a
just-
handful of
just
every drug.
walks up to you.
Because this he said, I've got this, 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 I've got
Crack,
this, I've got
coke,
this.
meth.
I got
blah,
girls.
blah. I got
He
girls,
ends it
man.
with
He's
girls.
just like, man, what the fuck's wrong with you? Because dude's just
And he walks away.
walking with his basket.
And he just turns around and books off. Again, smallest character, one of the most memorable.
Right.
I love
It
that
was so
guy.
good.
It's so funny, the lines coming from this guy.
It's weird that like side characters are way more memorable than like any of the other ones.
I'm telling you though.
Drug dealer and the landlord of the hotel we're about to go
Well,
to.
again, they do. So we've already addressed Belial didn't get a name till the end.
Yeah.
They saved some of the information for no good reason till the end. They also wait like 15 minutes before we know Dwayne's name.
Right?
He's our main character. We're following him down the street. We see him check into a hotel. It's a minute before we get Dwayne dropped on us.
Yep. I think it's either when he meets. No, that's later. He tells her his name. I think he's going through the paperwork, right? And it says his name in the paperwork. Dwayne
Yes.
Dwayne Bradley.
Bradley.
Why
Yeah, no, I don't ask me when it was said out loud the first time.
Fuck, I have no idea. But
It was
like,
way after
so
that.
if you're
So,
not paying attention,
Yeah, if you're not a visual, like if you're not reading things like that,
yeah, you're not going to see it because it's just on the bloody paperwork they stole from Liftlander.
So yeah, this movie is one of those.
It's trying to be artsy but cheap at the same time, I guess.
It did make it into MoMA.
I mean,
like
I
you
guess,
said, so
but
it is artsy. It is artsy.
It is.
He
They were
gets-
definitely trying something here. You think if we went back and gave him another million, you think we get like a way different movie?
I mean, I'm down.
let's do it.
I want to see somebody with a budget
To
do
the
this.
fucking TARDIS.
Although you
Let's
understand,
go.
like $1 million today is like.
It was like 1982 though. That's a lot of money.
Oh, you want to use the time machine and give them?
yeah,
big
we still
budget.
have the TARDIS.
I thought you
Doctor
meant you
never
wanted
came back
somebody to
for
like
it.
redo it today with $1 million.
Fuck no,
I
we
was like-
would need like 100 million,
No,
dude.
that's why you said $1 million. I was like, dude, you understand that that's probably like percentage, like like fractionally.
Right? No, that ain't that might buy the cameras,
that's
dude.
like less money than that last one was.
We wouldn't be able to pay the actors.
All right, back.
It'd be worse than this one with $1 million
definitely.
now.
Oh, definitely.
There are college student films that were $1 million.
So yeah, they make it. Well, we don't even know it's they.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
just carrying a big
'Cause
wicker basket.
Right now, we just see him with the again. It's weird. Wicker basket too. The first scene you see of him like holding it in front of him and carrying it like that. All I thought was, again, like I have seen the movie. It's been a long time, but obviously I have seen it, so I know what's in the basket. All I kept thinking is, I see the dimensions of the basket. Couldn't this be a duffel bag?
right?
Couldn't this be a hiker's backpack?
Yeah, you could put him on your back, right?
Both of which would look more normal
than
walking down a
fucking
New York City street
weird ass wicker basket that you're
with
carrying.
a padlock.
So
on
it
it.
doesn't get out of the.
No, we know why the
wicker
padlock's
basket.
there. I'm not saying the padlock is a bad idea. I'm saying that it makes the wicker basket look weirder.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, what's gonna stop? That's not gonna stop nothing. It's a wicker basket. I don't understand how he didn't bust out of the thing day one. You ever put your foot through a wicker basket?
Yeah, and
Super easy.
We get to see more of that later on too. But yeah, so our main character Dwayne is carrying Belial, since we've ruined the possible secrets of both of those things.
Spoilers.
As soon as the drug dealer walks away from him, he literally looks up and is immediately just like, "That place will do."
Yep. First hotel I've seen.
That's
Perfect.
the one.
The Brosden Hotel or whatever.
I got it down. I was like, "What is this place even, dude?" It looks horrible, dude. Hotel Broslin. You got it backwards. Yeah. Because this is fancy. So it's Hotel
It's an upscale
Broslin.
place.
So you walk inside.
$20 a night. You pay at noon.
Dude, this place, the hallways looked nasty. It was like literally 3 inches of dust in the crevices,
and it's got the drunk old men just hanging out in the lobby with the landlord,
with the super, or he's the landlord, whatever you want to call him, the greasy guy.
Fuck it, it's Mario. This is where Mario went to retire. He got tired of chasing Peach through all these fucking castles.
Literally, I can't even fathom how insane it was that Dwayne walks in and he's just like, I need a room. The guy says, hourly? Yearly? You gotta give me something. I was like, that dude, like,
I mean, hookers, man, an hourly rate.
I'm not saying I don't understand who would use both ends of the spectrum. I'm saying it's crazy. Usually you find a place.
Yeah.
It offers one or the other.
The
You don't find a place that's like, you want to live here.
It's negotiable as long as you pay at noon, apparently.
Well, that, dude, again, the hourly rate would be outrageous. Like, again, you mean that's why he asked.
Gotta clean that shit.
If you're just using it for hours, he wants to know because that's a very specific amount of money for blah blah blah. The month is like, like once you get past probably a week, it's probably all averaged out the same.
Yeah, probably. Imagine. You think he cuts him an hourly discount? I don't know.
If
you're only gonna be in there for like an hour and a half, you only have to do like $5.
I would say, no. I mean, it was stupid expensive already,
right?
I can't believe he paid it. I feel like he got lied to about like how much it was by the dude at the front desk. On that, he pulls out this wad of cash.
Fucking $1,000 in 50s, man. Just a huge wad of cash.
They never address what this conversation talks about. The landlord guy says it's old. Like, he acts like he's like,
yeah, is this real?
Is this even real? And he's looking at it like it doesn't look real.
So it's like money from the 50s or something, I guess.
But you understand what I mean? Like, what that was so, and we never addressed it again. Where did his money come? We don't address any of that. Because he does. They want us. Yeah, they want us to know it's weird that he has this stack. But then we never talk about, because he should be poor,
right? Should have no money.
Where would this money be coming from?
He stole it from the mail room because he's a mailman.
Did the aunt die?
Yeah, the aunt dies in the flashback. Did she leave him money? I guess
it would have to be. Well, I guess, or is the property in his name now?
Yeah,
did he sell the property?
Yeah, it would be. So I guess he sold it.
Because that was a big ass, dude. Like,
first to cash off or whatever.
When you see the other parts of the property that for the flashback, you don't really get an idea of how big it must be. But when you see the basement, jeez, dude, to have a basement like that,
it's the basement. It's the basement of a fucking big ass building. It's great.
We gotta save ourselves.
We're all over the fucking place.
Because we're probably gonna start flying.
Yeah.
So yeah, now that he gets his room, he goes upstairs. We finally get a look. Right? Well, no, we don't even get a look, but we do finally know that there's something in the basket, like a real, like a living.
Yeah, because he goes and gets burgers and he starts feeding it to him.
Dude,
just a whole bag of them, just dumps them, foil and all, just dumps it in there.
How dumb was the question of where can I find food? It's New York City.
Anywhere,
dude, he probably saw the restaurant from the window.
If you watch, he walks past like a pizza place.
Well, and again, he opened the window.
Chinese restaurant.
Right before he went downstairs to ask, he was just leaned out the window. Tell me he didn't see a restaurant.
He's distracted. He's got killing to do.
But yeah, I was literally just like, it's New York City. There's a restaurant
every 20 feet.
What the fuck do you mean?
It's the hardest place to keep a restaurant.
There
open.
are both chains and mom and shop.
Yeah, every fucking
mom and pop shops.
There's people
everywhere.
pushing carts, man.
Yes. What do you mean you can't find food? You're a fucking weirdo. But on his second trip out, we already had seen him once. We don't catch this dude's name till later on, but O'Donovan, the weird.
Oh yeah, the weird guy.
He's already eyeballing the money
because he
comes up both times.
Peeking through his keyhole and shit.
Well, you see it even before that. In the lobby, he's eyeballing. And he's
when he had the cash out.
He was, dude, and he's when he comes back with the food, he's kind of being like he's in the lobby again. Because he walks past him, dude's kind of like,
it's a lot of food, man.
This guy's spending cash.
This guy's got a fuck ton of money.
O'Donovan is just a shady guy.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, this is the part where it gets magnified. Because we see he's like looking in the peephole, trying to sneak a leak. Look,
Casey, our friendly neighborhood hooker, catches him.
who we had only seen the ass of before,
Right,
right?
for like he's coming up the stairs, and she just kind of winks at him when she goes in the door.
But yeah, she comes through and saves the day. Hooker with a heart of gold, right? Yeah.
First it's a dumb waiter, now you're looking through people's fucking keyholes.
I can't
Get
believe
the fuck out of here.
Then she proceeds to walk away, talking to herself
about how bad the hotel is,
like a crazy lady.
Yep.
Because again, like
keyhole peepers, cockroaches the
right,
size of dogs, crazy lady across the hall.
Like
it's her little monologue.
For that all to be out loud, and not even just out loud, the kind of out loud. Because everybody in this movie has a volume problem. They all say things too quiet when they shouldn't, or too loud when it should.
Yeah, no, like she could have just grumbled this, but no, she's Broadwaying it. She's doing like this, like model strut down the hallway, one flipping her hands.
People 3 floors up.
Yeah.
Right? People 3 floors up heard her.
Poor dude in the bathrobe who's always trying to sleep downstairs. He heard her.
Oh, definitely.
He's like,
100%.
She bitching again.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really something.
She's another pretty good character. We didn't get really enough of her.
Well, we definitely get more of her than you realize when you just think about her.
Yeah.
She's definitely there, but I would venture to tell you if we actually counted screen time, she probably has more than Sharon, the receptionist.
Yeah, she does, because they go to the bar and shit, and then the creepy grope fest, and then she has another one later, doesn't she?
Yeah. She's there.
Yeah, she comes into the room when they're having their fight at the end and shit. It's like, what's wrong?
So yeah.
Yeah, she probably got more screen time than the love interest.
So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like and she makes it into the sequel.
Nice.
So
yeah, I'm right.
Just saying.
We all love Casey. Casey the hooker with a heart of gold.
That's right. She's great though. Though in the middle of walking away, talking to herself, was like, fuck it, I gotta be a better person.
Yep, I gotta warn him or something.
Yeah, man, like let me go tell him. Knocks on the door. Buddy, let me tell you something. These people.
Yeah, this is a shady ass place.
You gotta watch yourself. You gotta hide your shit. You can't just leave it out.
And while I'm telling you this, I'm going to subtly scope your shit.
Right.
And see what you've got.
I 100%, like, she plays it off before she walks into the apartment.
Yeah.
You feel like she's nice.
Yeah, because she's like, I hate seeing people get ripped off.
The second she walks into his apartment, I was like, she's casing the door.
Yeah, it's what it looked like. She's just like, let's see what kind of shit you do have.
Oh, look at all this. Okay. Again, as soon as she walks out, we see him fold up all the maps.
Yeah, right.
So, again, that means that she saw all those. So, like, she knows where he's going to be in New York City. Like, she could have this dude mugged if she thought the cash was on him. She doesn't even have to rob his apartment.
Yo, this dude's got a fat wad of cash. He's going to be over here. I saw his map. It's
circled.
circled.
Down to Lincoln Center, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. It was insane.
Over by Central Park. If you go this way, you can catch him.
Oh. I'm glad that you were
10%. That's the deal.
I'm glad that you were on the same page.
Right? No, because it does. Seems like she's being nice, and then the second she gets past him, it's like, all right, what do you got? It's a good thing he didn't have anything, because she's just like, what's in the basket? And he's like, don't worry about it.
We do have to address the padlock. We saw it on screen, like when he got the food, right? Like that's the first time we really get a good look at it.
So he can open it.
As we see later on, and as you've already mentioned, the wicker basket is stupid.
Yeah, right.
The padlock on a wicker basket is stupid. I don't know what he was thinking. The guy is crazy.
Why a wicker basket? Get one of those like fucking pirate chests with the key, right? So the fucker can't do nothing. That'd be heavy to carry, but get a trolley. You can steal a hotel cart.
I think we jumped the gun. I think we forgot to do the I only wanted to stop and talk about this because it was weird. The weird pacing the floor.
Oh, like it's the 3 a.m.
Because that's what was happening before. Yeah, like because he was asleep when the dude was peeping. So this is like right before that.
Where he's.
I only want to address it because it sets up the weird relationship they have. Again, we've still not seen it. We don't even know what pacing means.
Yeah, it's just like you get like the POV of the camera kind of moving around, and he's just like talking to himself.
More of the bowling ball sound.
Yeah. I'm not talking to you right now. It's 3:00 in the morning.
It's way too early for that.
Let me sleep. Always trying to start conversations when he knows I'm asleep. And it's like, who the fuck are you talking to, man?
the other reason I wanted to address it is, did you notice the hair on the lens? Could you see it when you were watching?
No, I didn't see it.
Dude, there are 2 or 3 times where there's a hair on the lens in the
man.
movie. And this is one of them. Like,
that's
I was just
unfortunate.
like, what are we like? It's like the bottom third of the screen. There's just like I was like, stop.
That's why you wipe your lenses, camera guys, just before each take. Take the little chamois cloth and whoop, whoop.
All right, but yeah. So again, after that is what we already dealt with, where Casey shows up, saves the day, cases the joint.
Maybe she might be trying to steal shit too.
Again, well, and know where he's going.
Yeah,
the maps, dude. Like, he did though. After she leaves, he freaks out, closes the maps. And I was like, well, this is the wrong time. You should have done that while she was
outside, dude.
Maybe she wouldn't have seen everything. But then tells,
she did kind of shoulder past him a little bit.
Well, and tells his brother, I found him.
Yep.
And you're like, from looking at maps? This is 1982. What do you mean? You looked at maps and a name, and you're like, I found him.
No,
I know where he's at.
Motherfucker, no, you didn't. This is the 80s. You had to call like a directory and see if his address is even listed.
Right. There was
She's
a
doctor,
lot
so it would be, but nope. I have his name, map.
They were worried though because he couldn't find
Cutter.
the other one, Dr. Cutter.
Yeah, he has no info on Cutter, just the name.
Just Needleman.
But Needleman will have info, so we're gonna go talk
Felt
to
like
him
that
first.
was awfully optimistic of him to automatically
assume
20 years ago, right? Because
all doctors are friends. They all get together
they
and play golf.
just always talk to each
Yeah.
other all the time. 20
Yeah,
years
about
20.
doctor stuff.
If one doctor meets another doctor for 20 years, they're just automatically. Well, again, in the Rolodex. I love that it's a time where we can say
Right,
that.
yes.
They're just gonna say in the Rolodex, right? Nobody cleans that out.
Nobody-
Once you're in, you're in.
Nobody under 25 knows what you're talking about.
Let them watch the movie then. They'll
Yeah,
see.
you'll see it.
You'll see it in work. So yeah, at this point though, like we said, he found Needleman. It's
time to pay him a fucking visit, right?
to confront him. I don't know.
They're not real clear on what they're going to do to him, right?
And I mean, we can assume at this point we do know that they were the ones that killed the doctor.
Yeah, because they have the files with the blood on them and shit.
So we know that they killed him to get the files. So we do at least know that. We don't. We don't know Needleman. We don't know details. We don't know
Nothing.
what's
We
going
just
on
get.
here.
He knows where Cutter might be. We don't know that he's.
And they all know
part of it.
Yeah, they're all part of it. We don't know what it is. We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know anything. And so he's just like he shows up to the doctor's office, and we see the sleaziest, slummiest doctor's office in the world. Right?
Because he's not a good doctor, is he?
This lady's complaining about like malpractice.
Yeah.
Like straight up malpractice. Nobody throws that word around. But that's what it is. It's straight up malpractice. This guy is writing bad
prescribed her
prescriptions.
the same wrong medicine twice now, and probably gives it to her a third time.
Which again, shame on him, but also shame on you. At a certain
go
point,
to a different
you read,
doctor.
Well, and read the prescription.
Right.
Yeah, so at a certain point, you have to hear the words when somebody is saying it to you and be like, "That's the same one."
Especially if you know you're allergic to
remember.
it, like she said.
Right,
She's like,
yeah.
I'm allergic to it, and he knows that. But I was like, well,
Well,
why did you?
Don't you know?
Yeah, that you should.
You should.
There's medicines I'm allergic to, and I'm like, no,
You know the
I'm-
names of them.
Yeah,
You're allergic to foods.
yeah, I know
you know
the
what
names
they
of
are?
those too.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
See, when you're a nerd, you have to pay attention to these things.
Yeah. So again, I agree
The
with
whole
you.
world is trying to kill me.
The lady is as much as I don't like Needleman, he's only probably like 50% at fault.
Yeah, she should
She should also be responsible
reading
for some of
things.
this. Yeah.
know what you're allergic to.
And in all fairness, that's exactly how the receptionist, Susan, what did I say earlier? Let's double check this before we.
Stephanie.
Well, it's definitely not Stephanie. I would remember Stephanie.
Susanna.
Arquette?
Sure.
Sharon. Was that it?
Sharon.
So Sharon. Like I said, Sharon. Sharon acts very uninterested.
Yep. Oh, I'm very sorry, but make sure you tell the doctor when you see.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah, bitch, just get the fuck out of here.
Whatever. I love when she looks at the dude, she's just like, oh, it's at the typewriter.
Yeah.
Just wait a second.
Hang on.
And I'm like, what? I was even confused.
Yeah, I was just
felt,
confused as him. It's like, what are you fucking talking about typewriter for?
Well, and it doesn't get better once once the lady goes in to see
He's
the
making
doctor.
this weird grinding noise and this weird like
like there's a mouse stuck inside.
Like, shit. He's just like, I'm not the typewriter guy.
Dwayne is so polite because my ass would have like cut her off like immediately. I would have been like, "What the are you talking about, lady? Like, you lost me 2 seconds into this conversation." Sharon's something else.
Yeah.
Right? She is airhead to the extreme. She has got Farrah Fawcett hair out the ass.
Huge Farrah Fawcett hair, man.
Like, dude, it looks like a wig the whole time, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah,
but
that's just her hair.
It's so fluffed out. If it's long and fluffed out, could you imagine when it was like fresh out the shower, how long
it's
her
down
hair
to her
looked?
knees?
It was crazy, right?
It's going whoosh.
Well, and it's a bump up first,
right?
Then down, then bump back out. Like, yeah, no, it's too much.
Poor bitch wakes up 3 o'clock in the morning every day just to do her fucking hair.
Dwayne and her though
they're flirty.
They're already like.
She's just like. Well, at first, this was weird. She like goes off on him for not going to all the touristy spots.
I will see that, sir, and I'll raise that. It stayed weird because of her tone through all of it. The beginning, she snaps at him. That's just.
What do you
100%.
mean you haven't been to Rockefeller Center or the Empire State Building and blah all this shit?
The World Trade. They even have a nice skyline.
Yeah, I know. It was real nice. You don't usually see it from that angle either.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, right? I was like, oh, shit. We never see it from, like, the river. It's
Yeah.
usually the other side.
I agree. I even almost had to stop and I was like, what am I looking at here? I, like, paused.
And it's
like water?
And it's, like, 1980, so it's, like, all that, like, shit by the water is not developed all the way. Because there's, like, fuck ton of buildings there now.
Just water, yeah. You just see the
like
water. It's like coastline.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I was like, what the? Yes, I agree. But yeah, she snaps at him about that. But I will say to you, she just randomly gets loud with him, and then quiet.
Yep.
And then loud. And at no point did I feel like she gave off she wanted to go on this date that they do set up.
Here's what happened. She did take, the director's like, I want you to do a pissed off take, right? And then I want you to do like super calm, chill take. And then he just edited them to back and forth together, so it was all disjointed.
I would like to think that's what happened. But you know,
it's probably artsy. I'm trying to give it a reason for being in a modern art acting, museum.
Like most of this is. Come on now. I mean,
no, it's art. It's an artistic choice.
He demands to get to see Needleman today. And I love her response. She was like, well, he only sees people that are on the books. So I'm sorry, I can't. You see this building?
It's empty as fuck. We're not serving hundreds of people. We'll just say you called.
No, she's writing it down. She said, we'll just say you called 1:30.
Yeah.
All right. And you can just walk right in.
Next. Look at that.
There you go. He was just like, really?
Okay, cool.
She said, I need your name.
Dwayne Bradley.
I love that he said it.
But don't tell him that.
I was like,
he'll catch on immediately.
Why did you tell her that?
Because he
likes her.
And he didn't realize she was going to write it down, and she thought she just wanted his
He thought
name.
that was a personal question, not for
as soon as he realized, he's like, oh, fuck, no, the doctor. No, don't tell him my name.
Tell him Smith.
John Smith.
No, he can't. He said Dwayne. He kept Dwayne. Dwayne Smith. And she was just like, I'm a family friend.
Okay.
He'll see the name and he'll immediately know. And I want to surprise him.
He'll think this is hilarious. He's a million laughs. Writes it down.
I love her attitude. The acting was bad. Yeah. But I loved what they wanted from her, right? Like, you can tell.
If we'd had a better actress, it would have been like the
would have been
best.
Phenomenal. Again, she gets into her stride a little bit later, but right now, the office scene, all of it, all of everything in the office, I was like, this
keeps going back and forth,
awkward,
just disjointed, fucking whole scene.
So he makes his way back to see Needleman. Needleman does not recognize him. I feel like he was insulted.
Right,
like that he didn't immediately look at him
and be like, "You, fuck you, man."
Well,
He's too busy eating his fucking sandwich or whatever, just stuffing a whole thing in his mouth and just.
That's okay. We're about to see what it's all about. Literally, he's just looking at him. He's like, what can I even help you with?
Go in there and take your shirt off and we'll do the exam and shit. And he goes there, he takes the shirt off and just huge fucking scar down Dwayne's fucking side. And he's just like, you.
And then we see nothing. They cut to him talking to Sharon.
Yep, he just kind of like, he's
again.
like, we just had a nice talk and, it's all good. And then she's just like, I get off at 7. Hint, hint.
You should probably come,
hang out.
We can
Netflix
see the
and
city.
chill.
It's way before that. This wasn't even like, this was barely rental time and chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this was like almost like if you weren't watching television,
Central
like
Park,
the 3 channels.
Central Park and chill.
Yeah. Come on now. She did want. That's what she wanted. She wanted to see the city.
Johnny Carson and chill.
Yeah. Aw.
There it is.
And he was just like, well, look. Tonight's not gonna work.
But like, can I call you tomorrow? And he like
No,
goes
the
and like
way he does
he like goes and
puts-
puts his brother over like in the corner and
Hides
shit.
him in the corner, comes back and whispers.
Why are we...
She just goes with it. At
Yeah,
first.
she gives him
She
the
goes with
address
it
and phone
until
number and
all of
shit,
it's
and then at the
finished,
end
and then
she's like,
finally she's.
Why are we whispering? Oh, I don't want him to know.
He doesn't point. He just says him, and she just goes, "The doctor?"
Super loud. Like, what the fuck would he care?
And he's just like runs, grabs his little bro. Same age bro.
Well, but he's smaller though.
Yeah, I know. It's
Tiny
weird.
bro.
I like
Tiny
that one
bro. We're gonna grab Tiny bro.
better. And runs out the door. He's
And
just,
we're gonna wait for her to leave work so we can go back and kill Needleman. So what do we do in the meantime?
just go watch a movie.
Let's go watch a fucking kung fu movie.
The wildest looking kung fu
Dude, it looked
movie.
dope. I want to watch this movie. It's like guys with guns and swords, the dude with nunchucks and shit.
He was into it until he started to fall asleep.
Yep.
This is what happens because I feel like, again, we get to see it more later. The little bro takes
Kind of control of him sometimes.
right, like literal control. Right, I feel like this is maybe like implying that's why he has a sleep problem.
I bet if we got the actual like script, there's like whole scenes of like
Well,
where
like,
he like does.
He's well again,
That's
like
why
he
he's
thinks
always
his
tired.
he thinks his brother's just walking around pacing every night. I think he's waiting for him to fall asleep so he can take control. Like maybe it's easier for him to take control when the dude
when
falls
he's asleep,
right?
yeah, probably.
Which would fuck up his sleep, like his actual internal, like because
Yeah.
his body's fully
Still-
always
yeah,
doing
it's still
something,
moving.
right? Which is I feel like there's something that they're
Yeah,
wanting us to
dude,
know.
they didn't
'Cause
have
it's
the
a
budget.
weird the zombie way they make him look
Right.
as he's falling asleep in the it's like they're wanting us to know something, but we don't.
No.
Other than this weird dude.
Weird. Just dude's not even watching a movie. He's like standing by the door, arms crossed, just like staring at the box.
Man looks
Like
like
somebody like follow him into the theater.
he looks like you're like straight up storybook pedophile. You know what I mean? Like he looks like
He's
detail,
got the unmarked van out
detail
front.
for detail. You're just like, what's this dude doing
He's
here?
got candy in his pocket.
He's just right, like he had like a weird, creepy
A
mustache.
little bit of, like the fucking Ford
Yeah,
stash,
yeah, right,
and the
like-
dirty wife beater.
Yes, dude,
and
that's what I'm
shit,
saying. Like he was like total sleazeball type of dude, and he was just
who just had to know what was in this fucking.
well,
box.
he's like watching, he's like waiting, he's like,
Yep. All right, he's asleep.
Fell asleep.
Snatchies.
yoink, my turn.
Yep, and
Runs to the bathroom.
remember earlier when I said the padlock on the wicker
and I
basket
hinted
was
at how
stupid?
it was stupid. Yes, it is.
See, he flicks it off with his foot. He didn't even kick it. He just kind of goes meh, and it pops off and goes into the toilet.
Total. It shows again. Wicker.
It's a wicker fucking basket.
Wicker
Is that
basket,
part of
dude.
a joke we're not getting?
I don't know, dude. Well, again, like I don't even like. Again, we understand the main reason for the wicker basket is supposed to be that it keeps him in, not other people out, right? Like that's not really the intention. But my thing is, we see the weird, freakish
Strength of this thing. There's no way he's not just busting out of this wicker fucking basket.
I agree.
Because here in a minute, he's going to rip Needleman's steel door off the hinges. The entire door is steel, and he just goes and just yanks it off. Little tiny dude. But first, little thief dude's got to pay, right?
Yes. No. And
Curiosity killed the cat, brother.
well, and while that's going on, right? This is the first time we get other than the one-sided conversation
Yeah.
that we didn't really understand.
He just seems like he's talking to himself.
This is when we get the telepathic.
Yep, because he suddenly just jerks awake like something's wrong. Oh, he's gone.
Runs to the fucking bathroom.
And dude's coming out, got his face fucking ripped half off and shit. It's like, well, that's what you get.
Oh shit. I better get that.
I love this. He goes in and grabs him and stuff. He's like putting him back. We don't see him yet, right? He's like putting the box, closing the lid. He's like, save it for the people who deserve it, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I was like,
it's like, geez, man. Like I thought, like, because up to that point, you're kind of like, oh, poor guy. He's just like long-suffering dude who's just kind of being forced into this. At this point, you're like, no, he's actually kind of all in on it.
oh yeah, no.
He
100%.
wants to get these guys just as much as Tiny Dude does.
Definitely.
And we're gonna get him.
Yes.
Let's go. Sharon, what was her Sharon. She's off work. She's gonna leave. She locks the doors.
No, this was great. She was like, I'm leaving. I'm gonna lock up. Oh, I was gonna lock up, but you're still here. And he had the forethought. He was like, bitch, lock up.
Yeah, go ahead and lock that door. I'm still trying to figure shit out. I've been trying to call Leaflander all day. I can't get a hold of him. So now I'm going to have to make another phone call. So just get the fuck out. Lock the door.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, she's like, God damn, all right, fine. Locks the door and leaves. Walks like right past Dwayne and he's like hiding in a cubby.
Yeah, well, because he snuck inside from outside due to the weird servants entrance to this building, right? Like up
He goes like
the outdoor stairwell.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, it's nuts.
Stucco walls and shit. I was like, I get that it's run down New York, but that's kind of a dope look.
I love the guy mopping the floor. I was like, bro, why? There's no point to mop that floor.
Yeah, this is when he's just like starts the creepiness on the doctor, because the doctor still has to make that call.
Yeah, he's got to call Dr. Cutter.
Yeah, he's got to get a hold of Dr. Cutter. Calls her on the phone. She's with her boy toy.
I love this. He's just like, I don't know, I shouldn't drink anymore. And he's just kind of inching the cup closer to
dude,
her.
The way he
just
pushed
like,
it as he kept saying,
oh,
I mean, we both know I shouldn't.
I really shouldn't, And she's just like, shut up. I like you better drunk anyway.
Take this. Drink it. Drink it.
It's the only way I can look at you, you disgusting man whore.
And he's just like, fine, like, dude's just like, please, lady, listen to me. I need you to understand. Liftlander's not been answering. I don't know what's going on. He left me a message. Some weird kid from Glen
Falls? Yeah,
Glen
I'm pretty
Falls.
sure.
Glen Falls. He called, and you know.
Yeah, and she's just like, look, I'm going to tell you right now.
None of us have ever been.
None of us have been there. We don't know anything. Shut up about it.
I don't know you.
Right? Quit calling me. I'm going back to my dinner over here.
And I suggest you go back to
I'm going back to Cuddles.
Right? I suggest you go back to whatever the fuck it is you do.
And just hangs up on him, and he's just like, fuck.
And you, like, again, like, you're, at this point in the story, you're like, this bitch is like, she's the mastermind, is what you think, right? Like,
it's a nice ass house, and they got all this like fancy shit on the table, and
again, she's the power move.
Yeah, got the younger guy, the cougar action.
Everything about how like she dominated the phone conversation. Right? Like, you're just like, this bitch is the.
It's like, fuck, are you a senator or something?
Not more special than any of the other three
she's
people
just a
involved.
Slightly more successful fucking veterinarian.
She just made some money. She started a vet practice in an affluent neighborhood.
Yep,
right. That's what it is. Something.
I take care of rich people's cats.
One celebrity.
Yeah, one celebrity. She's got that one celebrity client. That's all it is.
Pays her really good for the extra care.
Howie Mandel brings me his cat.
It is very strange that she has all this extra money. But yeah, Needleman is very freaked out, and he was just like, I can't believe this bitch won't listen to me. He's panicking, and all of a sudden we start to hear literally there's something at the door. Yeah, can't get in. Like you hear the like, dude, the sound,
bang.
was insane.
So he looks out of his office and the door's
well,
just
he looks down the
ripped
wrong
off.
side of the hallway first,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
like
funny.
back down. And I was like,
What was that? Huh? Oh, fuck the door.
Well, I mean, dude,
It was a steel door
dropped it
on
like
like in a concrete frame,
like a folding table.
Right?
He dropped this thing, dude. Like it was
paper mache doors,
like made out of
ripped it.
construction paper. It was insane, and I would be frightened too. And as if that's not frightening enough,
He locks himself in his office with the fucking thing.
well, and again, now in all fairness, like we
How
already said,
disheartening would that be, though?
it would be.
but he didn't know.
Unlike
the beginning guy, he heard. He already knew it was in the house.
He was stupid.
Needleman, he's like, oh shit, I better go back in my office, and like pushes the desk. He's trying to push the file cabinet, and then the light goes off, and he's just like, oh god damn it.
And we finally see this thing.
It's such a good reveal, though, isn't it?
Like a spider
on the wall next to his head, and he just turns and looks, and it goes. "Ah!"
Can we address, though, when we finally fully see it? There's no way, with the size it is, the hand it has was reaching the knob
There's
that we
no
saw
way. It's
from
it's way too far.
The POV shows it fully
Reach
the
up and
knob.
grab the knob, right?
This thing's arm is
And
like
it-
it's only like forearm,
Yeah.
right? And he is a nub on the floor.
He's this big.
There's
He's like a foot big.
there's no way he opened that door.
He has a little wheelie cart. That's how he got down the hallway so fast.
That's the bowling ball sound.
That was yes. I figured it out. He pulls it out of his magic ass pocket and it unfolds.
Yeah, at this point though, Needleman is fucking scared,
He's fucked. dude.
Rightfully so.
There's nothing he can do.
dead instantly, dude. Again, more of our favorite like blood from the wrong
blood
angle.
from the wrong angles. He
Look-
gets the hands into his stomach and they're pulling out like little bits of like raw chicken and shit. You know,
It's
it's
dude,
awesome.
it's great. Needleman, no more.
ripped in half. I love it. He's got like his torso over here. His legs are pointed off in another direction.
This was one of our few times of actual music. We
Yeah,
had
it's
some,
like there's like
electronic
synthesizer going on in the
like
background.
electric organ, some shit. Yeah, dude. It stands out because it is that
It's like the
rare
only
in the
time,
movie.
right? I think there's like one other time, like toward the end.
This is our first time of super deep breathing. This is when it's so loud.
Yeah.
They didn't level this or
Because he's
something.
leaving.
It's
It's so bad. It's if they'd have brought it down just a little bit, but it's so loud.
I apologize to our listeners for putting you through that.
Yeah,
That is what it sounds
with
like.
everybody with earphones.
Anybody, period.
Yeah,
Could
no,
you
it's
imagine being in your car and you just heard me?
Yeah,
I'm not doing it again. I'm not gonna.
just
yeah,
grunge
just-
breathing into the fucking microphone.
But that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's exactly how it came across.
he's like sliding over. He grabs the fucking Rolodex.
So wait, before we do
crawls
that,
out the window.
Before we do that, I have to ask you because again, we're both people that watch it with captioning. Did you see how polite the captioning was about this though? It just said heavy breathing.
Yeah,
in
it just
parentheses.
heavy breathing. It's like, no, that's way beyond
I
heavy
was like,
breathing.
you guys are so polite. The hearing impaired have no idea how bad the rest
Right?
of us got that.
Now they're lucky then they didn't have to hear it.
Well, but they didn't even get to know that we
How
were
bad it
hearing
was.
right?
Like, they're just looking around at their friends like,
Heavy
why are
breathing
you
and
all
they're-
cringing so much?
heavy breathing. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's just like,
Like a monster out in the woods. Okay, I get that. And you're
Right.
like, no. That's not what this was. That's not what
this was like trying, like consistent trying to hack up a loogie just over and over again.
Yeah, you're right. He grabs the Rolodex.
Yes.
He gets downstairs. First thing out of his brother's mouth.
Did you get
You
the Rolodex?
You get the
The
number?
address book. He
Yeah,
called it an address
You
book.
the address book, and he's just like,
Bitch, please. Yeah, they get the address book. Mission success. We have Cutter's address now.
yep.
So let's go home.
Goes home. He comes back the next day
With the
full treats,
full
a
of
treat bag. I
treat
love
bag.
this.
He's got like a bunch of hot dogs and a broken TV.
He's like, look, bro. Listen, you can't come with me today. There's a bunch of shit going on.
It's gonna be boring.
It's gonna be too hard. I mean, like, look, I gotta be on the down low.
right.
right.
I'm going scouting.
if I'm carrying around a wicker basket.
Everybody's going to see me. Like Cutter can't know that I'm coming after him, right? I'm going to stealth mode. So you stay here. I bought you this shitty TV that doesn't work.
Plenty of food. There's a newspaper.
You got this later. And then just like busts out the door.
Proving Belial is way smarter.
Yeah, than we think he is.
Because he can read. This was the point where I literally had to stop and be like, so wait, this movie hasn't told us his name, but he's smart enough to read?
Yeah. He can read and can
understand
TV.
That was literally the moment where I was like, no, we should know a name. We should know
there
a name
should be
by
a
now.
name by now.
If we know that he's this intelligent, we should know a name.
Tiny Dancer. That's his name.
Yeah, so now though Dwayne runs off.
Yep.
And I mean runs.
Where's he going?
Like physically runs.
It's so important to scout this, right?
No, fuck that. It's
there
daytime.
There is some booty out there that likes me, right?
It's date time.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not gonna call or nothing. I'm just gonna show up at her house.
Well, she was cool with it. Remember, she had all Wednesday off. That's what
that's right.
She doesn't work on Wednesdays. I'm free all day.
I just found it rude. You should call first.
Bro
would have known, though.
It's not cell phone era. So
they had payphones. He's got a fucking quarter. He's got that huge stack of
Yeah,
cash.
but it's just different, is what I'm telling you. It was just a different. Think about it. Like when you watch TV sitcoms from when we were kids.
Yeah.
People still randomly knocked on doors.
Man, I hate it when my friends even do that.
Well, that's just not again. Like there's a reason.
Though.
I'm
a terrible friend.
No, that's just it. It's not just you.
Oh, okay, good. I feel better.
There's a reason why sitcoms don't show people do stuff like that now. It's because nowadays most people are not like, yeah, totally just
show up randomly. It'll be fine.
No, you let me know first.
No, you tell me like a week before you're showing up.
But so yeah, so that's all I'm getting at. It was a different time. Like this is what he did was socially acceptable to show up without.
In the 80s.
They had already talked about that they would get together on Wednesday, so he didn't need to. Yeah,
just for everybody's reference, for me, give me a week's notice. I have to mentally prepare to deal with people for longer than 2 hours.
But yeah, so he was like, all right, date time.
Yep.
They go
out. And she didn't give a shit about seeing the city, and neither did he.
No.
They just wanted to see each other.
This was both the most awkward writing and most awkward acting in the movie. When they have that conversation, he's like,
"Oh, you silly!
I didn't really care about this. Well, I didn't really care about this. We both didn't really care about this.
Let's kiss now."
With the
ugliest kid, just
it was sickening.
The next one's worse because she like licks his face or something. There's way too much tongue for a movie. I'm sorry.
This one though leads to psychic moment. Bad
psychic moment. Because what's happening back at the hotel?
Belial fucking freaks out.
He is losing his goddamn shit.
He said that my bro was doing what now?
He's off with a chick and he left me here with a broken TV because he tried to watch it. Knob just doesn't know his own strength. Knob just tears right off.
He says, "Fuck that shit! Fuck that shit! Fuck that shit!"
Trashes this place, screaming.
The scream. This is when we hear that scream. This weird scream. Everybody in this whole apartment complex, up to down, dude. Top floor, bottom floor.
I like the first two dudes. There's something in there. Like, you go check. But fuck you. You go check. No. Sound like a wild animal. I ain't fucking going in there.
This is the one time that our hooker maybe didn't have a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe not. She had good intentions.
Maybe.
Well, she was telling them where the sound was coming from. She thought Dwayne was in trouble because the sound was coming.
Oh, yeah, and there is someone screaming.
Yeah, so she didn't think she was doing anything wrong.
He's dying. Somebody's killing Dwayne in there.
Yeah. So, again, she wasn't doing anything bad. But she is the reason why they all of a sudden were like, we better break into Dwayne's apartment.
Fucking landlord comes in there just like as soon as he wades through the people and shit, finally fucking opens the door. Dude, nothing.
Other than trashed
apartment, but other than that, nothing.
Dude, he ransacked that place.
Managed to. Oh, we almost skipped over. This is the shitty fucking stop motion.
Oh yeah,
shit
it's the first time we get to see him like really walk,
and it is awful stop motion. I love it. It's like they took like 3-4 frames of a pose,
Yeah, well,
so
you know,
it's
like,
all
well, it
jerky.
should be like what it's like a frame a second, right?
Yeah.
Like or something like that, or even more.
Even more, right? Yeah.
This is like a frame every 10 seconds.
It's awful.
It's so choppy. It's
like Kablam. Remember Kablam
Yes.
on fucking Nickelodeon?
I totally feel like they could have done away with the 2 times they do this in the movie and just stuck with like the how he looked on the wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally could have. You could
Keep
just
doing the POV
had the puppet drop to the floor.
Keep
cut
doing the
to
POV with the
shot
hand.
of stuff just being thrown around.
They could have worked this.
Even though there's one shot where he's like the bed is like being shook and stuff. That's not stop motion. They just had the fucking dude just jerking the bed up and down. Looked fine.
Yeah, he does so hide when everybody shows up.
And Dwayne has to he gets the whole like psychic attack while he's on his date.
To show that it does indeed go both ways.
Yeah, because he knows he can't see what's happening, but he knows something's fucked up, so he has to
Something's
run
wrong.
home.
He starts running. Dude, he didn't say nothing.
Where are you
he didn't
going?
say nothing to her. He just ran.
Was it something I said? Did I kiss bad? What the fuck?
Kudos to her for staying with him the whole
This
time.
bitch cracks me
Because she's
up.
behind him when he gets home. And he's finally like, just leave.
Yeah.
Just stop
get
now.
the fuck out of here.
I don't need your help. I promise. This is a me problem.
But, before he gets there, everybody's searching the room. O'Donovan sees the pile of money on the floor.
Dude, he eyeballs this so hard.
And when everybody clears off, he's like, nah, I'm going to go back to my room. It's all cool and shit. Apparently he's a master lockpick. He just pulls this shit out of nowhere, dude. Just like, oh, fuck. He just pops the lock right open, goes in, fucking grabs the money. But he gets greedy. He keeps looking for shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We jumped the gun.
Yeah, we did.
The flash he got was from the killing.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was from him killing
it's
O'Donovan.
usually from killings. Man, sorry.
It's all right.
It's not that big of a deal, guys. But yeah, that's right. All of what Bo said happened first before
he runs away from
and
his date.
Sharon dumbly follows him. You're right though. It was very strange.
Why didn't he just
O'Donovan?
Like, he even puts the money down and starts searching for other shit. Just you had it, man. Just leave.
And it was a lot.
Yeah,
there were
dude,
like
a
3,
huge
4,
stack.
500s in there.
Right, dude. There's
For
easily
1982, $500 is
easily
a lot
$1,000
in cold hard cash.
Right.
Right. Like, geez.
Why are you? Well, I don't know. I'd stay in a shitty, cheap fucking hotel just to be a cheap bastard too. Never mind. I was about to question like, why are you in this cheap hotel?
Yeah.
I'd do it too. I'd spend my fucking money.
Yeah. So Donovan takes the money, runs, thinks he's made the perfect getaway, perfect crime.
Nope. Because fucking Tiny Bro is on his ass almost immediately afterward, right? Thought you were going to get the fuck away? Hell no. Jumps out of his basket, grabs him at the door, and he fucking just gets his face clawed and he runs back into his apartment with dude on his face.
This is great. Everybody hears both O'Donovan screaming and again the weird monster
screaming, but it's in a different apartment now.
This exactly
right.
Showcasing how smart he is. They've already been to the one, didn't
empty.
find
There's
him.
nothing in there. Like something happened, but we didn't see any what it was. And now suddenly O'Donovan's getting fucking ripped in half in his room. Oh shit! Some kind of wild animal has gotten loose in our fucking hotel.
It's great.
It is.
Because when everybody shows up in O'Donovan's room, it even works that way. Because as soon as the super gets in the room, what does he do? He looks around, he sees the blood, and he sees the blood go straight out the window, and he's just like, "It's okay, guys.
Yep, it's okay. It's gone. Whatever it was."
And you're like, "Dude, genius." Until later, and I realized just what floor they were supposed to be on, and I was like, "Okay, no, there's no fire escape out there. There's no way that he should have believed
he got attacked
something
by an eagle. It flew through the window."
That because at this point,
clawed his eyes out and then flew out.
At this point, it means he both believes that somebody went in and out of Dwayne's window,
and then crawled around the side of the building, came into O'Donovan's room and killed him,
and back out,
and then back out. Lizardmen.
Insanity is what I would call that.
No, the Mario landlord guy clearly is one of those people who believes in the Saurians. Or whatever they were in Doctor Who. Saurians.
This is where we just got a little bit wrong. So like we said, the thing that made Dwayne know to come back was the killing.
Yeah.
So again, all of the first part happened. Then there was the break in between, and then death, and Dwayne comes running. Dwayne gets there. He tells her to go away.
He fucking throws her out of the, like, get away. I don't want him to kill you too. And everybody's staring at him like, what
are you talking about? Didn't you hear?
He's dead. He killed him. Like, what? He clearly knows something.
He runs up to his fucking apartment door. The cop stops him. Hey, bud. What are you doing here, bud?
I live here. I was out all day. He's the worst liar ever.
So
we just went out to get burgers. Who's we? I mean, me. Me just went out to get burgers.
Oh, the cop was on to
yeah, he was.
The cop was like, okay, you wouldn't mind showing me your place then, would you?
No, he reaches down and like turns
Dude,
the
the
key
cop
for him.
No, he was 100% like, that was like foot in the doorway.
Yeah.
You know, to keep you from shutting it. Like he was just like, yeah, no, let's go inside.
We're going to go ahead and go walk in there.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look.
Legally, Dwayne has a case.
Even
if he does, like, it's like he forced his way in.
It's okay though. They don't find anything.
That's true too. Because where's he hiding? I loved where Tiny Bro was hiding.
Let's deal with the scene first. I gotta get mentally prepared for this.
All right, go ahead.
They look around. They're trying to figure out if maybe he's hiding somebody. They see
Some
the
kind
basket.
of wild animal or something.
What the fuck's this basket about?
Nothing.
Dude, the way dude's face fucking went when they opened it and nothing was in there, and he was just like, it's like I said, nothing was in there.
It's a question mark. He's just like, what's in the thing? He's just like, and then it opens and it's nothing.
I don't know.
I don't know. If I was the cop, I'd have looked at him and was like, well, that sounded like a goddamn question. Was there supposed to be something in here?
Well, and then he finds the cash on the floor.
Yeah, did you notice it was in a nice little roll now?
Yeah, no. When O'Donovan found it, it was wadded.
Yeah, it was just a wad.
This was like rubber band.
It was like, nice little rubber band on it and shit.
Apparently, Belial knows how to take his time.
He didn't like it just laying out all messy like that.
But yeah, so the cops are like, well, I mean, I guess we haven't got nothing on you. We're gonna have to.
If you were able to prove where you were today, could you? And shit.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, actually, if you go downstairs and ask the really angry chick outside about our date that I just ruined, yeah, she'll vouch for me.
Fucking weird, dude.
She comes back though. That's the weirdest shit.
Look, apparently
because
Dwayne,
plot. She questions it later.
Dwayne's way hotter than we think.
Apparently, it just does it for her. It's that fro, man. That poof of a fucking hairdo.
But as soon as
killing it.
As soon as those cops leave, what happens?
Fucking hand.
You love it so much. You go ahead. Man, this was so gross.
I laughed so fucking hard. He's like, where the fuck are you? He's like looking under the bed and in the curtains and shit. And there's just this hand pops out of the toilet.
The toilet.
So did he flush himself?
No, dude, no. He's just look. You said.
Oh wait, yeah, he went out the window. That's right.
He's small enough. He just fits in the mold.
He just fits in it. I loved it.
If they don't flip the seat open, they're not gonna see him. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Maybe it was clean. I mean, we don't know. Dwayne might be a clean freak. He just bleached it.
Did you see what the rest of this building looked like? There's not enough bleach in the world that made that toilet clean.
Fair. That's very fair. Some some sulfuric acid and a wire brush.
Oh, man,
really get it
right now. I could. It was a lot. It was a lot. I can't.
Yeah, dude, Wayne's pissed. He's like, dude, you can't do this bullshit, man. They almost figured us out. We would have went to jail, and then we would never get to go kill fucking what's her Cutter. There's her name.
Yeah, we're almost done with the plan, and you're fudging it up, dude. We can't have this. He loses it.
Yeah, he does. But then the brother turns it on him. He's like, I know where you were. You were off with some bitch. You're gonna leave me? No, I'm not, man.
Look, it wasn't like that. No, I'm not. Yeah, it was the girl from the. You're right. I mean, okay, maybe no. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're right.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go drinking.
Yeah, I don't understand this either. And not only that, who shows up?
Casey, our friendly neighborhood hooker.
Where did she come from?
I don't know. This is her regular spot where she picks up dudes.
It's because this is the closest bar too, right?
Oh, yeah, because that's what he says.
It's
the first bar I found.
She says, I think that's where, is it because it's the first? And I just wanted to be like, bitch, you know it is because that's why you're here.
Right.
You're here because you can
stumble
across the
home.
Street. When
you can drag a John back home, get your money, kick him out.
Don't judge him for picking the bar for the same reason.
If anything, you should be happy he's here. Calm down,
she
bitch.
Ends up being happy. She was
no.
I got a lot of... She cracked me up. I got some heavy drinking to do.
You should join me.
You should keep me company.
That's what you want to hear when you go to the bar. It's like, I guess
especially when you're already... Dude, because Dwayne was...
Oh, he was already
wasted.
fucked up.
They go to the table. We just see, like... drinks thrown back. They're both having a good time. Table is cluttered with fucking shit. They were cocktail drinks. There were beers.
Budweiser cans.
Dude, they were loaded.
They weren't even bothering to hide the Budweiser. You think they got? Or that was probably before all that bullshit. Wasn't it?
And this was also just independent enough. Nobody cared. Like they were
Nobody
like,
gave a
we'll
shit.
take our chances.
Nobody's gonna see this fucking movie.
But yeah, so they have a grand old time, and she's just like, okay, I want to get to know you a little bit better. Let me ask you a couple questions. It's lighthearted, it's fun at first, and then she fucking hits him with the fucking whammy. So by the way,
what's in the basket?
He though drunkenly decides, fuck it, I'll answer that question.
It's my brother.
Dude,
and then trashes the shit out of him.
Drunk Dwayne's my favorite Dwayne.
I know.
The way
it's great.
The way he acts, this actor.
Yeah.
He really
sold it. He got drunk before they started shooting.
He made me believe everything else. I have to say, the fact that he starts to tell her this, and other than the very first, oh shit reaction from her.
Right.
She was just totally on board. She was just like,
you have a deformed brother who looks like a squashed octopus in the basket? Cool.
She goes with it, dude.
Yeah.
Again, the very first...
I guess she doesn't believe him.
Well, the very first reaction was kind of like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
You're insane.
He's like, no,
but as
seriously.
soon as he starts going more into it, and she's just like...
It's just full unloads the whole thing.
Well, yeah, because now we get our flashback. We get our first, like, this is the beginning.
Yeah, we get to finally see what happened.
How he got here. Who he is.
Starts with his dad just...
He
killed my mom. Their mom, I hate him.
Yeah, so
why would I give them a name?
We get the revelation that their weird shape as they came out was such that it caused their mom to die in childbirth.
Yeah.
Which is a bizarre set of circumstances.
I guess.
Fully normal
C-section amount, I guess.
Fully normal size conjoined twins don't always kill mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It just seems weird.
Belial grabbed hold of something vital.
No, I could believe that. And again, the dude says it. Dude says like it's a demon.
It's a demon. It's a monster.
Doesn't deserve
Why would I
name.
name it?
Yeah, it doesn't deserve a name.
The ants insane. Over there just like, you shut your goddamn mouth and you name that boy.
Whatever.
I kind of like the ant.
She's the only good thing.
Super nice.
That's what the flashback even tells us, is that she was the only good thing in their life.
Yep.
She was. She looked out for him. She took care of him.
Fucking CPA chick shows up to like check on him and stuff, and she's just like, "Well, we know you have a teaching certificate, but like the state really has final
it's got
say."
Requirements on some of these things.
Opens the door and sees him and just screams.
Well, the aunt even got pissed off because she kept referring to it as one.
Yeah.
She kept being like, there are two.
There's two of them. There's two boys.
And she's like, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
You'll see.
It opens the door.
He was dressed so...
Yeah, he looked nice,
he
right?
He was dressed so nice. And then when he turns around, you see this fucking
monster hanging off the side of him and shit.
Kind of cute because he was a little bit smaller.
Yeah, a little smaller.
I love that they made two sized ones.
Right. And they like, the teeth weren't as sharp and shit.
Yes,
he's just like, because he's little. He's like 12.
He's going to be a friendly
He hasn't grown into his teeth yet.
Friendly little guy.
Yeah.
So we can see, though, at his age is definitely at a point where it's starting to cause some issues.
Same hair, though. Yeah. Same exact hair.
Having this thing is causing issues for him.
Yeah.
And so the dad,
while the aunt is gone,
decides to take things into his own hands.
just calls in these weird doctor people.
The people we've already mentioned.
Yep.
Liftlander, Cutter, and
Needleman.
And they are all there within minutes. This is insane.
They have a very brief conversation in the living room of like, no, we're doing this shit. Let's go.
Cutter's still coming across like she's somehow
an expert,
more important than the other people.
Yeah, she's like,
in this
well,
conversation.
as long as we can provide him with a good life and all blah and all this, she's all high and mighty.
I
and
think
shit.
it's a monster, if it's even human.
Right?
She's like, what? It's obvious. Like again, you're just like science,
right? So
science, lady.
We're gonna do this operation, Shane. Where are we gonna have it?
In the living room. Who had the mobile operating room in their car?
We didn't go to a clinic. We didn't go to like an outpatient center or another. Like we're just gonna like throw up Dexter style. We're gonna throw up some fucking. Curtains.
It was a full mobile operating room. It's still insane because it was
plastic.
They had
curtains.
the full curtains. They had the full they had the
put
light.
him on the fucking just over
light.
the kitchen table.
It was insane, dude.
And again, with the sound effects, there's no reason
listen
for how gross these sound effects were.
It's literally, at one point, I'm telling you, it was actually just them recording the sound of someone cutting that prop, that polystyrene.
Yes, it had to
model.
Because it's like squeaky and sucking.
Yes,
and
which is what that would make. Think about it, like when you cut that type of foam rubber type. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
I was trying to watch this. I was on my break at work trying to watch this fucking movie with headphones on, and you can't. There's like it's like we're gonna do sound effects to cover up the fact that we have no music budget.
Yeah, so they successfully pull it off.
Dwayne wakes up, just bandaged, all to hell. Weird feeling. Belial? This is where we finally figure out his fucking name.
He finally says it out loud, and you're like, wow, Belial? Okay.
Like, his name's pretty normal, Dwayne. I got a cousin, Dwayne. Belial, though?
They go run. He goes running out the front door. I feel him. Yep. He's talking to me.
So they made a nice like grave and the little stick things,
I was waiting for that.
Right? They didn't.
I was waiting for at least a hole in the ground.
No. They threw him in the fucking trash.
Like 3 doors down. Because it wasn't even. It was definitely not his
house.
He
had to run for like a while. He was like going through the woods.
That's insane, dude.
They went throwing like the fucking neighbor across the block's fucking house, threw him in their trash. He just crawls out of the fucking black trash bag. Don't worry, buddy. We'll get revenge.
He has officially got his brother back. He runs back home.
Daddy must pay.
Dude, the sounds of them building whatever.
Yeah, dude,
you can't tell at first.
Hammers, all this other shit going on.
Dad's like, what the fuck is this?
He's moving way too slow for the sounds that are going on around him. These loud construction noises, and he's just like slowly creeping through the house.
Well, like he can't.
Like he hears a whistle or something.
Like you can't pinpoint where a fucking banging that's coming from.
Everything short of a cement truck.
Gets to the basement, and this is like what we hinted at earlier. Man, this house,
fucking basement.
This basement is like industrial.
Yeah, it's like
basement.
the bottom of an apartment building. It's got like the steel pillars that are all rusted and shit. This is leaking water. He goes around the corner and
he's barefoot
and runs in.
Why is he barefoot?
So he could step on the nail to stop him in front of the spinning saw death machine that they've built.
Home Alone trap.
Yeah, because if he'd have just kept walking, he could have walked past it.
Where did they get this saw blade? This was 100% a sawmill saw blade,
it was,
right?
Like it sawing logs.
Huge, dude.
It's got like
huge.
It's got this thing and pitchforks and machete.
No, this was
just like any sharp thing you could possibly find on like a wagon,
and it just comes rolling,
cuts him in half.
It's great.
Cuts him in half. It's just, you ever seen like at a Halloween store the fake feet, right? That's totally what it is, and they just kind of fall over with blood on them. It's so fucking cheap. But that's it. Daddy's dead. And then the aunt fucking comes up in the attic and is like, all right.
I don't blame you.
I don't even really want to know.
Doesn't matter to me. That's her brother.
Yeah. They think Belial's dead. It's safer that way. I'm here to take care of you. Aw, big hug moment. But then she died like 2 years later. sad face.
Then
Then what happens? Flashback's over. We cut back to Casey trying to carry this poor drunk motherfucker home.
I'm glad that we got back to Casey finally. You know what we forgot to mention?
What?
Before the story started, he did. Did you catch the slip up? The first time that we might have gotten a clue that Belial takes over.
Oh yeah, he said
he called himself Dwayne when he's talking to her. He was like, "Me and Dwayne had it awful."
I did not.
So he might have literally. It might have been Belial who said all the foul shit about Belial.
Self-hating lump.
Well, he also just knows that. But it makes it weird that he made the confession about his existence.
He had to tell somebody,
I guess,
right? I mean, that's just been weighing on him for 20 years.
But yeah, so Casey gets him back to the apartment.
He makes her open her door before he'll go home. He's like, nope, you got to go home first.
He didn't want her to follow after.
So she's like, fine. Opens her door and keeps going.
Opens his door, gets him.
He's like, I got it.
I can do it from here. She leaves him. He just falls. He passes out, standing in the doorway.
She catches him right as he's starting to fall. She's like, "Yeah, you got it." And fucker
pushes him to his bed. You go in there.
Falls with him and shit.
Where's Belial at?
He's in the hallway.
Oh no!
What do we do?
But he panics, dude.
No, he immediately, his eyes just snap awake, jumps up, goes in the hallway, grabs him, comes back in, lays down, almost forgot him, out.
She's just like, now's my chance.
What the fuck is in that basket, right?
Opens it up.
Nothing.
Fuck.
I remember, maybe I guess he is crazy.
Although all of us knew, right? Like, as soon as it was in the hallway, her door was open.
Yeah, bitch, he's in your
room.
None
of us are stupid.
He's in your room.
It's not even a guess. And that's what we see.
Yep. She goes in, starts getting ready for bed. She lays down.
He comes out. Cops a feel.
Yeah, totally rubs him some titties. She's just like, what the fuck?
Dirty little shit monster.
Screams. Runs out the door. He snatches her panties before he leaves. Back in his little basket. Just
dirty little shit monster. This little guy.
I caused a problem. Once again, landlord has to come running up because she's screaming.
He sees the window again, and he's just like,
"It's not in there. It's not in there. It's fine. You can go back in there." She's like, "Fuck that. I'm gonna
see the window.
I'm gonna go stay with the other lady.
It's got to be that.
I'm staying with the other lady across the hall. Fuck you."
Okay, I guess. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Now we get to see him finally find Cutter, right?
Yep. He wakes up the next day, just like, "Come on, let's get this shit over with."
He gets outside.
This is where we find out that she's a vet.
She's a vet.
And even Dwayne's just like, she's a fucking vet.
That's crazy.
Makes sense, though, when you think about it, why they were able to get somebody to do this shit.
But again, so he goes inside, right?
Yep, holding his big old basket. I like the dogs sitting there just like, I know there's something in this thing. What the fuck is it?
Well, and then, once he's talking to her, once he gets past the receptionist, is in there talking to her, she mentions, he refers to Liftlander as a vet. Now, we don't know if that's for sure true.
Yeah.
Or if he's just making a joke. If he's like, like trying to be to her sly, because she didn't know who he was yet. That vet Liftlander, like you. But is there a possibility that we live in a world where he knew one person was a vet, but then was insulted that the other one was a vet? Why is he so insulted that she's a vet if he knew Liftlander was a vet?
I don't know.
Doesn't that seem weird?
It does.
Is it because he, like us, thought she was the mastermind?
Yeah, right.
And now he's like,
probably.
Just another vet? You mean Needleman was the mastermind? He was the doctor?
That's like the sad thing about this is like she's played up through the whole movie and she's just a vet.
She's not special at all.
No.
And so what happens to her? Exactly what you think's going to happen to her.
Oh, she dies. She starts
violently.
She starts off all fucking. I'm not gonna get pushed around by some fucking kid from nowhere. Blah blah blah.
Out comes the monster. Plop on the ground. Did you hear that sound? plop on the ground.
Smashes her face into the drawer of fucking scalpels and shit.
I love that that's what we see. All scalpels.
Yep.
When we do the pull away shot and we see her face, they're needles. Did you notice this?
No, I didn't. I thought they were scalpels sticking out of her head.
I swear I thought they were like the needle that's got the metal back.
Oh, they might have been like the Novocaine fucking
but
needle.
I didn't see any of those in the drawer.
I didn't either. There's a scalpel drawer because she tries to grab one of them.
Well, it was scalpels and forceps. Yeah.
Roach clips.
Yeah, it was definitely all solid stainless steel. But I swear the things in her face, if you look, had the glass tube in front of metal.
Oh, no. You mean I have to watch the movie again?
One more time. That's all I'm
Damn
asking. But either way, she's done for. She's gone. He slides out the fucking back. How?
Somehow?
Where
There's only one way in and out of this door, and like the twin fat receptionists are like outside of it. How did he get out?
I do appreciate the identical twins.
Yeah, I did too. I thought that was.
I was like,
funny.
that's like that. I feel like this is a weird burn at the fact that it's the conjoined twins, and then she's got the
real
perfect
twins,
identical twins as her. Like she's like again,
rubbing it in his face a little bit,
even though she had no idea he would ever show up. But it felt like that, right?
Yeah,
like,
a little bit,
like a personal fucking little like salt in the wound for no reason.
This is what you could have been, but never will be.
Not now.
And look at him with their beautiful red hair.
But that's okay.
And one's broken wrist.
That's okay. They got theirs, so they got at this point they have fully won, right?
Yep. We're done. Revenge tour over. We got everybody involved. Happy days. Let's go home. Who's there?
Fucking Sharon.
She's been with the cops all day.
I love.
They found Needlebin.
No, listen to me. When I tell you, I love the fact that you can see on his face the actual like surprise where he forgot that she would have to deal with.
Yeah,
this.
right.
Like he was like, "Oh shit, yeah, you."
They didn't think you did it, do they? No, I'm fine. But like, they made me go like identify the body, and I'm all fucked up, and I just want to be with somebody, and all I've been thinking about is you. I don't know why. I guess because the script says so, but I need to be with you.
He's just like,
this is going to be bad because I'm holding my brother and he
heard
heard all of this.
This is bad.
Yeah, I guess
bad.
you can come up to my room. Shit.
And so they get up to the room.
Sexy time.
Well, it was weird sexy time though.
Right? But good for him.
Like the shining signals are already coming through. Yeah?
Yeah.
No?
A little bit.
Well, I say that mainly because even down to the kiss was different. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't
from earlier.
as
it was
gross as the outside
way
kiss.
grosser, just like a monster would do.
And so it's one of those things where I was like, I feel like this is already him.
Yeah.
And assisted by the fact that if you, again, see, this is why you need to go back and watch. If you hear the Dwayne in the conversation before, then it means that you already know that he maybe can fully control.
Yeah.
And then it seems like
because he's getting stronger ever since he got separated.
And so now he is now in full
so now
control.
he can.
He's just existing
through his brother.
Right? And so what
he
does he
can't
do?
contain himself. He busts out of his basket.
Well, no,
and
look,
scares the shit out of him.
This is what I'm saying. He doesn't. It's not even that he scares himself. She kicks him out of the fucking thing because she calls him Dwayne. He's totally like in the moment, dude. But the second she says Dwayne, he was like angry, pissed off. Because in his head,
I'm not Dwayne. I'm Belial, damn you. I'm just controlling Dwayne like a puppet.
He's like, you with Belial. You love Belial, not Dwayne.
Flips out, busts out. And she's just like, let me, dude, get off me. There's a monster. What are you doing?
So what does Dwayne do?
Just holds her down for a little while.
Flips a blanket over her head.
And then yeets her out the door. Hard. She smacks against the fucking wall, man.
It's the moment where I was like, I'd like to believe he's still under control, but I don't
think he was. I think he snapped out of it and was like, she needs to get out of here.
And I know it was for
her safety. But damn, man, you didn't have to throw her like that.
You didn't have to go that hard, dude.
And why does she want back in?
I don't know.
She immediately is pounding on the door. Talk to me. Let me in.
The whole apartment, like for the time now. All eyes on his
The
place.
landlord doesn't even respond to this one. He's just like, something else. I don't care.
All eyes up the hallway, and she's just leaving. She yells one more time,
Dwayne!
turns and fucking books it like, fine then, fuck it.
Yeah.
Cut to in the apartment. Dwayne is pissed.
He's like, dude, why, man? You cock blocking motherfucker.
We're finally seeing them have the disconnect that we've all been waiting for, right? Like, again,
because mission's
like
over,
not,
right?
Well, and like it or not, Belial is holding him back.
Yeah.
We hate to say that the dad was right, but
he has a chance at a girlfriend and a normal life and all that shit, and Belial won't fucking have it.
And won't let it
I
happen,
can't do
right?
it.
So it's you don't want to side with the dad, but you kind of have to. He's
especially
right.
when you agree with killing the doctors, but like what's about to happen,
it's worse.
It's so bad.
That's why we don't need him. Right?
No, fuck him. He's bad.
Well, especially because the way it happens, right? So they have their fight, whatever. I can't believe he fell asleep in the place.
Yeah, right,
just
went
with
to bed.
Belial after that fight.
Like I'm so mad at you. I'm going to sleep now next to you.
Belial crawls out of his wicker basket in the middle of the night, eyes glowing. First time, whole movie. Where did this come from?
He's upgraded, I guess.
Where does the power come from?
He like project dreams into people's heads now.
But so Belial gets out of the basket and he has this moment where, I don't know about you, I felt like it was like I felt like they tricked us. Like they wanted us to think Belial was like, I'm holding my brother back, right? Because you see the hand in front of the face, you think he's about to like strangle him.
I'm gonna kill him now.
But instead he kind of like waves by.
Yeah, like bye-bye.
And then you see him like staring out the window. I
screams. Like screams
out
the window.
But I felt like it was like
reason.
I felt like
he was trying to be quiet.
I feel like it's like he realized like he's holding him back, right? Like that's how the whole thing plays out. Like it plays out like this moment where you're like, oh, this guy is this monster has understood. He's
Cue
in
the
way.
inspirational music. I'm a monster on my own now. I don't need nobody to help me.
It felt that way,
right?
Did it not?
I'm still standing stronger than ever.
And so like I was like, oh, this is inspirational at the end. No,
go monster, go.
Fuck no. What do we get? We get fucking Dwayne having a dream, not piecing together that the dream's not a dream.
It seems like a nice sex dream, right? Like
It's-
he's running naked over to Sharon's house and she's
Johnson
naked.
flopping.
I wanted to skip that, but okay.
Look, if we
It's so bad.
If we addressed it in An American Werewolf in London, we have to address it right now because it was worse.
Full frontal and
A couple of times.
the hairiest bush you ever seen,
A
man.
couple of times full frontal. Like I mean, like we see it from
Just
like
dink,
different
blink,
streets.
Blink, 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 blink.
But he's like, okay, I'll go with this dream. Seems good.
I like it when he gets to her place and it's still dream him, right? And
Yes.
he reaches out with his hand and pokes her titty.
How did they film this? Did it look weird to you? Like the way the hand looked like not in frame with her
right.
most of the time until he would interact.
There was something fake about it.
And then when he would interact, it was like, oh no, they are together. You felt that way
did they
too?
have a different hand?
I don't know, but it felt weird, right? It definitely felt
it was super
very,
weird.
like superimposed.
But then it turns into Belial's hand
grabbing titty.
grabbing him some titty, and she wakes up and screams. And then it cuts back over to Dwayne, and he wakes up like, "Oh fuck, I know what's happening.
I'm an idiot.
I'm so dumb.
That wasn't a dream. That was Belial
books it over there trying
running
his damnedest.
How did
Crawled?
bloody stump crawl?
Yeah.
No, that would make sense for what we're about to say because this is disgusting and disturbing, but it would make sense.
Yep.
So Dwayne kicks in the door. It's too late.
Yeah, he's choked her to death, and he's
when the choke scene happened, his hand was literally
I know it wasn't
on
actually
her throat for no longer than 1 second at a time.
kind of close to it, even not even like fully around it.
I was just like, I don't believe you. You guys are liars.
I
right now.
imagine the puppeteer couldn't get his arms all the way around the camera because it's kind of a POV shot. Because those were big ass cameras back in the day. And nowadays we could just like put one on his forehead and he could go for it.
Dwayne, when he gets in though, he sees bloody stumped bottom, which I guess if this dude had just went all across the city
It would be pretty raw.
on the bottom of his stump.
Yeah.
So maybe that's true.
It's better than what I thought the first time. I was like, has he
No.
just been sitting there rubbing himself on her till he went raw?
No, it's definitely. So I thought the same thing, but I think it's got to be the other, right?
The traveling bit. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, no, there's not enough time for that much blood.
Yeah,
Because it's not like he has a dick. He's not doing anything. He's just kind of rubbing his bottom on her.
Exactly. It's one of the most disturbing shots in the movie. Because you like, exactly, your head, you're like, oh, he's raping. But it's not. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, edit that out.
Yeah, that will be. But, you know, he's not. What he's doing is not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay, but it's still,
I'm
done. I'm not, it's awful. Stop. Full stop. We're just going to go to him, picking him up and being like, motherfucker.
I can't believe you did that. You ruined my chance at
all
a wonderful
the way
life.
Back to the house. He's running, smacking the basket up against shit.
She
wasn't one of them. She was good.
She was pure.
I get the doctors, but it wasn't because she liked me, you fuck. Past the landlord and everybody.
Didn't care.
Into his room.
He didn't care.
They all just trail back after him. Poor fucking landlord's just like, what fucking now?
I swear, they get to that room. He sits him down. He's still berating and yelling. Fuck. Dude, I guess Belial said, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
I thought he was going to rip his dick off.
Fucking dude,
I thought he was going to rip his dick off.
He fucking just busts out of the basket, grabs him by the dick, and lifts him up in the air.
I thought end of movie was Dwayne's dead. Belial has his dick in his hand.
Dick in his hand. Just helicopter in it. Whee!
Tell me it didn't feel like that's what was happening here. But no, instead, we get that moment. Everybody sees him.
Yep.
They all
finally
know he
jumps out, jumps on Dwayne's face. Everybody gets to see what the fuck he is.
They're all like, what the?
Casey's just like, see, that's the thing. That's the thing that fucking attacked me the other day.
Probably killed O'Donovan.
It all makes sense now.
They fight until he falls out the window. And you're again when it happens again, you're even just
you're just like, oh shit,
you're like Rosebud, perfect.
Yeah, it's
cinema.
over.
That's great, right? No, we can't even end there. We got to drag it out a little bit more.
Right?
What do we see? He's
hanging from the sign by one hand, and Belial has him by the throat with the other.
It's like a weird Mexican standoff, right? Like Belial can either let go and kill his brother, or hold on and kill his brother. There's no winning here.
And why didn't he let go of him after he killed him?
Well, I agree, because if you know that it's
if your brother dies,
if your brother dies either way, pick the one that you can live.
Right? No, we have to go out together, Shakespeare style, right?
They both hit the ground,
splat,
hard,
full splat,
blood everywhere. There's no way they survive.
End of movie. Roll credits. I'm not joking. That is what happens.
Before we finish, we've talked about the acting and how it was bad for a lot of the stuff that happened in the movie. Man, them prostitutes in the street, that their only job was to act surprised.
I know. I have it. It's in my notes. Hang on. Like, prostitute, worst line delivery. She does. She like walks off from her friends, looks up and goes,
I'm telling
just
you,
like that.
And for that to be one of the last things before credits roll.
I think it's great because one of the first lines in the movie is Dr. Liftlander, when the light goes out, he goes, "Oh God, no.
Also really bad
Which
acting.
Was awful.
Yes. They bookshelved they bookshelved some decent stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
With
horrible shit at the end.
They wanted to make sure you knew what the average of the movie probably was closer to, right? Like
it's trash. It's terrible, but I love it. This
is the best cheese.
Yes.
I love a cheesy 80s movie. I'm usually more in true slasher realm. That's my favorite, right?
Yeah.
That's my genre of 80s horror
monsters. Movie. I love a good
So
monster.
this one kind of balances
Yeah,
the two,
dude, I
right?
kind of got a little both here.
This is a bit of a slasher monster, right? There was no slasher because there's no knife or machete per se.
But he's super freakishly kind of strong. He's got them claws.
Well, and they use the slasher blood streak.
Yeah, right.
It's a lot more like somebody got slashed with something,
rather than
even when it shouldn't
open.
be. Yes, even when it shouldn't be. So yeah, again, this movie was great.
I love fucking 80s cheese. It's my favorite thing ever.
Like we said, this is a fun movie. If you've not seen this one, watch it.
It's free. It's on Tubi. Go watch. It's so good.
Keep an eye out for us to do the sequels.
Oh, yeah.
We've already told you guys we got a plan.
We'll
bring. We love you, Sawstone.
Yep. There's no reason why we
This
can't
beer is
redo
delicious.
things. It's so good.
I'm definitely down to revisit this beer as many times as we need. Well, I guess 2 more times.
We can do we can start it. We can finally do a music episode.
I was just man, I'm glad that we are on the same page. That's exactly
we can
what
do
I
all
was
the
about to say.
movies and then wait a little bit and they're like, we're gonna do the Green Day.
We just really love this beer of theirs, guys. You should really drive to.
You should really
you
come
should
here.
drive down, try out Sawstone Brewery, guys. Check it out. Well worth it.
Should we?
Oh wait! I have to say this. This is for you because
almost
I know
choked
you
on
don't
that.
follow. Well, even if you follow them on, I'm just on social media more than you are, so I see these things more often than you do. They are on tap at West 6th right now.
Oh shit!
Sawstone.
Really? Fuck yeah, man!
They're Old and in the Way, I think, is the one. That's
I
okay.
like that one. That one's
I'm
good.
pretty sure that's what's there.
Yeah, come down here to Moorhead and try Sawstone.
It's good stuff. Next week, though, since we need to move away again, we love you, Sawstone.
Yeah, we love you, but next week,
every week can't be you guys, unfortunately. What do we
day,
have?
one day when we're that big, we'll just like have them brewing special beers for us just
can
for the
name
show.
Stop it. Dream come true.
Yo, million subscribers.
Any brewery
right?
out there, if you're hearing that.
That would be awesome.
Okay, go ahead.
Kentucky Fried Ale.
Oh, stop.
Come on.
Before we get too far away.
All right, new beer. All right, we're going to do next week. We're doing Smoldered Society Beer Company's long ass title. Hold on.
It's good though.
The late great Hannibal Lecter.
Okay. This is where I get to
This is like 1 degree of separation though.
No, it's
3.
fun. Listen. This is where I get to have fun for a second.
Go for it.
So what movie does everybody think we're probably doing, right? Everybody's probably like, oh, since the movie
Hannibal.
actually says Hannibal, we're doing Hannibal.
Yeah.
Or Hannibal Rising, right?
We're maybe one of those two.
Because it's full
it's in
Hannibal,
the title, right? That's usually how we do it.
Okay, so but what if we go what if but that's not the only what else is
So
he
we're
in?
going to do Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, but we're going one step further away than that.
It's before that.
It's after that. It's before that. This is where we get weird. We're doing Manhunter, which is again.
I've not seen this one.
A lot of people probably haven't. It is Red Dragon before Red Dragon, and now
That
I
one
want
I've
to
seen.
now I want to clarify because I said this to Bo before, and he didn't get what I meant. I had to clarify today because he was just like so. He was like, I don't really know anything about it, and I was like, no, but when I say Red Dragon before Red Dragon, I don't mean like thematically.
Yeah.
I mean like literally. It is the same story as Red Dragon. So this is what it is. So
I have seen it.
So this is what I'm saying about Manhunter is that so we all know Red Dragon is technically in the line of events minus maybe like the show because it does like a younger Hannibal Lecter, right? Red Dragon was the earliest because it's before Clarice. Clarice takes over after we see the events of the detective that's in Manhunter, right? That's the closing. So it's like
the prequel.
The closing scene is him being
Silence
like, "Hello, Clarice," right? Like it's the closing scene. So the idea here was originally, these are all based on books. It's a book series, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do this," and so they were gonna do it with the first one, which is the one that Hannibal Lecter is only barely mentioned,
tangentially attached to,
and so that's this
like one scene
where he talks about where he gets interviewed about knowing things about serial killers.
Like you're like so when they went and interviewed Ted Bundy.
It's like his part in Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. Until he breaks out, he is also just the guy that's getting interviewed, right?
Clarice.
So again, it's that. So it's literally just the same story, but with different people. It's William Peterson. It's the guy from CSI. It's Grissom.
Oh, hey.
He's the Ed Norton character. He's the detective.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, you guys know that we're gonna have fun. hopefully next time won't be too long, but I would imagine if we already went that kind of crazy off the books, just talking about the fact that we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. I'm excited.
I mean, I love those movies.
Yeah.
I love Hannibal Lecter.
Me too. I've seen the Silence of the Lamb, Hannibal Uprising, Dread Dragon. I've seen those. Not seen this one. I didn't know about this one.
Have told you about it and happy that we get to experience
Yay.
it on
I
the
like
podcast.
it when it's
with
movies I
everybody.
haven't seen.
So yeah, guys, we're gonna have fun with this one and be on the lookout. We got some special stuff coming up
special.
after that.
Yeah,
Soon.
after Hannibal.
We got a special thing
cool
for everybody
things.
coming out. So just keep an eye.
Just wait. You'll
On that
see.
though, Bo, I think we are officially done. We've told
We're
them
done?
the movie, we've told them the beer, we're
We're done. All right, shameless plug. You gotta go subscribe, like, hit the button, especially on Facebook. We're so close to 500. If you hit the 500, we can start.
It's like
getting
15
paid.
people, dude.
Like 10, 15 people. Come on, I'm begging you. Other than that, Shane, what the fuck is in that box? Casey the hooker with a heart of gold.